Can you imagine a better combination? Donuts for headphones? Nah. Anyways, this is the MOVENGINE UM600. It's like a Sony Link Buds. Remember this thing? Same concept, just bigger. Now, because this headphone is set to be a Kickstarter soon, I won't be doing a traditional review. The plan is to break down every promise and feature MOVENGINE touts about this thing on their website and compare it to real-world use. Hopefully, this helps someone somewhere. The pricing for the MOVENGINE UM600 is unknown. I'll run it on screen or in the video description below if I find out more. The Kickstarter is in February at least, so we'll find out soon enough. But if I were to guess though, I would say it's around the $150 region MSRP. Now, it will come in 3 colorways: Midnight Onyx, Oceanic Blue, as well as Crimson Pulse. Specs on this is very sparse. In fact, there is nothing much to talk about in this segment, unfortunately. Frequency response, for example, according to the manufacturer, is as high as 40 kilohertz. Yeah, that's what it says on the website, and it doesn't mention the low end, and we'll get to that in a bit. Battery life on this thing, at least, I got around 28.3 hours at 65% volume with AAC. Codecs are only AAC and SBC, and just for reference, the factory claims this as 30-hour battery life, so it's pretty close. Looking up close at this headphone, I like how this is built. The fabric around the ear cups are nice. The headband, look at that. The padding is very generous on the top and the bottom, and it doesn't like shift and slide around, unlike some manufacturers who don't know what they're doing about that. At least they got this part right. The gold embellishments for the slider as well as the hollow ring right here is nice. The slider is a smooth action kind, doesn't have, actual detents, but this looks really good. In terms of articulation, you got the 90 degrees right here, but it doesn't fold down small inwards into a little ball for you to carry it around. I'll show you the case that it comes with in a second. But otherwise, it's a very simple design. They're keeping it as simplistic and minimalist as possible. In fact, even the controls, there's volume up, volume down, and a power slider that turns on like this and you turn it off like that. USB-C charging at the bottom, and really that's about it. Now, on the inside here, you can see that the padding, or the opening for it anyway, is pretty decently wide, so people with deeper ears, larger earlobes should be fine. And you pop it off, it's all magnetic, which is really nice. And then the drivers are around the ring right here, and you see, just pop it, you line it up. For the left side, this is the only marker that I noticed to indicate left and right. Otherwise, you can't really tell, and it's hidden by this little tab right there. Once you align it, it just snaps right on. So yeah, there's no other way, as far as I can tell, to tell which is left, which is right, aside from the controls. So it is what it is right there. And this is the case for the UM600. It's lined with the same fabric, just like the ear cups. It has a carry handle, and the zipper action is nice and smooth. And on the inside, you will see that the headphones sit in its own cavity, and they come with this little rubberized protectors to seal the holes for whatever reason. I'm outside doing a Bluetooth test with the UM600, and I have Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, of course, being on my headphones. Yeah, I love her music. Say what you want to say. But I have my phone sitting at the end of my deck, OnePlus open, piping it through SBC, because this is SBC and AAC are the only things these things have. We're gonna test the range on these. So where I'm standing is around 25 feet away from the phone. Man, it's windy. I'm sorry if the wind. It's like 19 miles an hour, 25 mile an hour gusts all day long, and we're gonna get snow. But the signal is still going strong. I will tell you what. I haven't got I just got a left-right flicker right there. So yeah, that's around probably 55-60 feet away. You can see the fit of this on my head, guys. It's a little bit thicker. I look like, Princess Leia, but it is nice. I like the svelte design on the head. And I wore these without my beanie on the other day, and it stayed more secure than a lot of headphones. Right now, if I jostle around, it's just gonna come off, obviously. But yeah, I don't expect people to take this running, but if you have to, like if you're chasing after your dog or your kids, yeah, you could. I can't get enough of doing this. Check this out. Anyways, let's head out to the main road and check and see how the mics handle phone calls. The things I do for you guys, single digits today, and with the wind gust, it's probably like 0 or 1 degree Fahrenheit right now. My face is frozen, but we're here doing the mic test. And I'll tell you what, I am surprised by these UM600s. Here comes the car testing, 1, 2, 3. It's a beautiful day out though, regardless of the wind. But my voice quality is not bad, although with the wind kicking in, right now I'm facing the wind. If you hear it when a gust comes up, you will hear it overpower the mics really quickly, and it gets really, really bad. But when noise suppression comes in, right now it's pretty quiet. And if I say run on the snow, well, it's really soft. I was hoping for a crunchy, icy snow, but let me do the gravel thing. Not too bad. There is some static in the background. I'm not sure if it will show up in the recording. Oh, here comes some wind. Testing. 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Yeah, I hear a lot more. You probably hear a lot more static going on in the background. So, and then it overpowers really quickly. So your listeners not going to be happy about it. Don't use this in windy situations. Here comes more cars. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Comment down below. One of the headliners for the UM600 product page is 309 grams. My calibrated scale averaged out at 322 grams for what it's worth, but nonetheless, I love how balanced and light these headphones are actually on my head. I've been able to wear them for like hours on end, no problem whatsoever. Compression is good, not as floaty as say sound cores or edifiers when you're head bobbing to your tunes, for example. But of course, it's hard not to miss the hole in the middle, right? The concept emphasizes, obviously an open air experience, letting ambient sound through so you can hear your surroundings easily, whether you're listening to your tunes or not. It's like transparency mode, but without the electronics or battery sap. And another way to see it is that it's quite like the current air conduction trend, with a form that's very much like a giant pair of Sony Link Buds, as we mentioned earlier. The driver that sits on the outer perimeter of the hole directs sound at your ear's helix, and you can see it more closely in this shot. The idea doesn't sound as bad as you might think, but then again, it also doesn't sound as good as you might think. More on that point in a quick second. The next point, breathability, is directly related to the hollowed out center, of course. So for folks who have sweaty ears or irritable ear canals, the increased airflow definitely helps. And speaking of itchy ear canals, which headphones do you know of lets you clean your ears while you're using them, like this? It seems like digital audio in MOVEngine parlance has to do with the open air experience and nothing to do with digital spatial audio processing or effects that you might expect. But for the benefit of the doubt though, I listened to content in the way the makers envisioned and came away confused. Like, why go through all the trouble to create the open air feel but not have the drivers optimally aim towards the ear canal rather than the helix to make up for the loss of audio fidelity? True, on things like open, expansive recordings like Pillar 1 by Andy Akio and the Sandbox production, the sound is enveloping and decently wide. It's actually not bad. Although on open backs like my HiFiMan HD400 SE as well as the Sennheiser HD490 Pro, in comparison, the soundstage on those are a few feet wider than the UM600s, almost to the edges of the room in some cases, which is exactly how the song was produced and intended in the first place. And on the other hand, listening to narrower tracks like Tracy Chapman's Fast Car or Creedence Clearwater Revival's Lodi reveal poor technicalities. Both sound like they were recorded in a tunnel with Dollar Tree mics or something. The product page describes dynamic range reproduction as, I quote, "Every note, every beat, every breath delivered with stunning clarity. Our hollow speaker unit reduces unwanted resonance and amplifies the purity of sound so you can experience your music in its truest form without distortion." Well, unfortunately, this thing, for example, can't do sub-bass. Regular bass tones even, between 60 to 80 hertz, buzz like crazy, vocals are muffled and limits are shockingly low. Now, this being a product engineered in China, I would have assumed that some of the songs used for calibrating the UM600 are Chinese ones, which by nature tend to be peakier and should have easily overpowered the drivers and should have caused like red flags for the audio tuners, right? As of the time of this filming, I still have no idea how much the UM600 will go for, regardless on Kickstarter or retail price, and I'll flash at the bottom of the screen if I get an update from MOVEngine for you guys. So anyways, I like the design, it's clean and unique, comfort is rather good as well. But that being said, like I've discussed numerous times in my other open-air device videos, safety and audio transparency are one thing, but if they're done at great expense to SQ, that just doesn't fly with me, especially when they're priced the way they are. And as it is, this thing has no app, no built-in EQ, no adaptive volume control that adjusts the volume to your surroundings, which some open-air models tend to have. Yeah, the MOVEngine UM600, I'll tell you what, decidedly feels like a first-gen experiment. And I mean, it has the right idea, but the drivers and the tuning really let it down. But it's not too late though. If MOVEngine can get the SQ together between now and when Kickstarter units start to ship, the UM600 may surprise us yet. And in a good way. Well, that's it for my real-world impression of the UM600. If you like to see more content like this, if you'd like me to make more videos, you know what to do, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, guys, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out, and God bless.